Yes, that is the whole purpose of doing these seminars is to build, to get some information, to apply that information, not just get it, because if you don't use it, it's worthless, right? And so, all right, I asked you to unmute. Let me know if that works for you. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna circle back for the sake of time. I know it's getting late, and I appreciate each and every single one of you for staying on until the end to hear all of our speakers who did a great job with preparing to be on here and share what they've got going on. All right, so we're going to bring up our next speaker who's been waiting so patiently, who is also in the tech industry and wants to share about her experience, a beautiful sister that I've come to know. Let's give it up for Sister Tuera.
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me?
Walaikum salam. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I got to do the can you hear me when you're on Zoom. Um, so yes, I'm going to just give a quick background about myself. So I went to Temple University undergrad and I studied information science and technology, which is basically computer science. So you can see where this is going into the tech field. So I've been in the industry for about 6 years now, starting off in e-commerce, cybersecurity. Right now, I'm in the financial sector doing cybersecurity as well. So I wanted to kind of split up talking points. The first being advice. Uh, but before I even give the advice on how to get into tech, I just want everyone to keep in mind before you go into any educational journey that involves monetary investment like college or spending money to get certifications or degrees. Ask yourself and plan: can you still provide for yourself if the market crashes or if you can't find a job? So definitely keeping in mind what Brother Alfonso was saying with doing for self, because you definitely want to make sure that if anything does happen, you're not in debt with from college or whatever you choose to go forward with. So I just wanted to make that a caveat. Um, so going into cybersecurity, you can start off, actually, it's better now. So they have trades that you can take or certifications that you can get into tech or cybersecurity. And I'm going to give links at the end where you can go research further into the certifications that I do present or give you the links to at the end. What I'm doing now. So I'm kind of on the tail end of that journey that Brother Alfonso was actually explaining of getting the skill set, getting the experience that you need to actually go on and do your own thing. Because you're going to eventually come to a point in your career, 6 or 10 years into it, and you're going to want to do something else. And so that's where I am right now, because it really doesn't change. Once you get in, you learn how to code, you learn cybersecurity. You can definitely gain more knowledge in it, but when you're in these roles, there isn't much room to grow. So it's either you come in as an intern or engineer and you can work up to like a senior level, but then they're looking at you to become either a manager or a director, which for me personally, I wanted to stay more so in the technical side of it. So I'm looking to still maintain my skill set, but outside of the corporate sector. And so what I'm doing now is with the skills that I have obtained, just working wherever I can, doing volunteer work, but in a technical sense. So at the local mosque that I'm at, I've been trying to lend out my skills or knowledge in the tech that I've learned in the tech field, and even actually being able to be creative. And so that's the really cool part about tech. You could take it outside of your job in corporate and utilize it in different ways that helps not only you and those around you. like someone a couple weeks ago asked me to do a website, and I'm like, that could take me 2 hours. And if not, and at the end, actually, I have a free site. It's called Google Sites. So you can have your own website. And I'm going to talk about that later and what all creatives could do with that. And you don't have to spend any money to actually have an internet presence, which is really cool. So yeah, going further into it, kind of when I already went over doing for self with the technical skills that you obtain through the educational route that you want to go through. And so I would say the biggest caveat and why I feel like I'm here is to tell everyone, whether you're a creative, you're in the tech field, definitely, if you can, create your own portfolio. So that'll give the people that you want to work with in the future, clients that you could see yourself working with, a visual that they can interact with and actually see the work that you've done in the past. And so I'm actually working on that myself. But you also, in order to do that, you actually have to take on opportunities where you may not get paid, but you get to gain the experience. And that's what internships are like. So even going into the tech field, we're kind of blessed in the sense that you do get paid as an intern, but that's not always the case. So definitely be open-minded about that. You may have to start off small, but the experience is definitely the most important part that you can get going into any sector or any place where you don't have the knowledge or skill sets in. So going back to the portfolio, Google Sites, you're able to, and I'm actually just going to share all these resources right now. And while I'm copying and pasting this, cybersecurity certifications that I've worked on personally, SANS, and they actually have an opportunity for women and as well as minorities who are looking to get into the tech industry. I believe at one point it was free, but it's a great institute because they really dive deep into the backgrounds of cybersecurity, and there's so much that you can actually Alexia, I might have to send it to you to add to the sheets. They're saying it's too long, but when you do the SANS securities route, you're kind of ahead of the curve in the sense that if you choose to go the corporate route, you know more than the average person that doesn't take these SANS Institute certifications. So they really get people who are actually actively blocking hackers and seeing things in the wild or 0-day vulnerabilities. That's what they call them. That's what they call them in the industry. And so they make up these courses, and then when you come in, they show you real world examples of like the first worm that happened on Twitter. Like that was I never knew that. So they give you a history of cybersecurity and actually how to mitigate things. So that's the caveat with the cybersecurity, how you can get into it. And once again, I'll share the links with Alexia to give to you all. Another resource I wanted to share, which several people already mentioned, was ChatGPT, and a use case for me. So I'm working on a business model that's long term, but I'm not a person who necessarily is good with like coming up with mission statements and the creative writing part of it. I'm more so on the tech side. So I actually use ChatGPT to create a mission statement for my business, a slogan, and even give me a business model. And people actually pay and have teams of people to do this for them. And so technology really puts us in a position where you don't have the money or resources to do what you want and get into business and be effective and successful in it. And so we now have these tools out here in AI that you can just put in a query and it'll give you like what you need exactly. And so I would definitely recommend it in that way. I know people use it for dating advice and other things, but you can use it for like business and even teaching yourself how to code. It'll actually help you and fix errors in your code, or even teach you how to do certain algorithms. So it's really effective in that manner. So that's another resource that I wanted to share with you all.